Hello everyone, casual boxing fan here. Well, we've just heard the big news. Wilder v Fury 2 has been announced. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it's been announced. Never before have I seen a fighter announce two fights a week after he's just had a fight himself. So Deontay Wilder's obviously making long-term plans, making big plans. And I'm happy if the Fury-Wilder fight 2 happens. I'm happy. I want to see that fight. It's a great fight for boxing. It's a great fight for us fans. And it's something we want. So I have no complaints about that fight whatsoever. I do have some complaints about the timing of it. You know, he's not even agreed, really. We've not heard anything about the Lewis Ortiz fight, who's meant to be fighting, I think, in, September? When's the Fury fight going to happen? How's it going to happen? Where's it going to happen? So it seems a bit premature to announce a fight with Fury, where you've barely got the details hashed out with Lewis Ortiz. So it's a bit of a difficult situation, isn't it? But if the fight goes through, I'm going to be happy with it. Of course, you can't complain about Deontay Wilder v Tyson Fury 2. You can't as a fan. You have to be satisfied with that opponent, and I am. Obviously, I think this has a lot to do with the Cold War going on between AJ and Wilder. A lot of words have been exchanged, a lot of promises have been made, a lot of shit has been said, and it just seems to be all falling apart. I don't really know when we're going to get AJ v Wilder. It seems like both of them are using underhand tactics. Both of them are trying to get the upper hand. I see a lot of fans talk about Wilder saying he should forget about AJ because Eddie's been disrespectful, he's lied, and Eddie Hearn's lied, and they've made a mockery of the thing. And those fans are just a bunch of idiots. I'll be as simple as saying that. I don't understand why you care how much respect or anything that goes on with Deontay Wilder. I don't care if someone disrespects Deontay Wilder or if they take him for a mug. I just want to see the fight. It's none of my business. I'm not Deontay Wilder's friend. He doesn't give me any money. He's not someone that is going to help me out if I'm in a tough spot. So realistically, all I want to see is the biggest fights. And the way things are going right now, looks like we won't be seeing AJ v Wilder to 2021, maybe 2020, if we're lucky. But, you know, I think, again, it goes to show the fans. Certain fans will be happy no matter what bone is thrown to them by Wilder or AJ. You know, any bone that gets thrown to them, they're happy with it. They're dogs. You know, they're in the training camp, locked up outside, in the kennel, outside Deontay Wilder's house or AJ's house. I want the AJ v Wilder fight. I don't mind waiting for it if he's going to fight Tyson Fury. I want to see the rematch of that, so I don't mind waiting. But I'm not a fan of these people that are fans of Wilder that say, no matter what Wilder does, I'm going to support him. He's taking his career into his own hands, all this other bullshit. Like, Wilder's career has anything to do with them, like they're any part of it, like they're part of his team or they're in his camp. They're just a bunch of fucking fanboys who latch on to another man's success because they don't have any. I don't need to latch on to Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder's success. Yeah, I make videos about them. I talk boxing. But when those two men retire, I'll still be watching boxing and I'll still be talking boxing. So I don't need to latch onto their success. We saw with Floyd and Pacquiao how certain people latch onto Floyd and Pacquiao's success and somehow use it for their own gain and say, well, Floyd could do this, Floyd could do that. Like, who the hell are you to Wilder or AJ? Who the hell are you? Really? You know, and that's the problem I have in this day and age with boxing. But I will say one thing. You never know what's going to happen with Tyson Fury. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if this rematch doesn't happen. Because Fury is a man who plays to his own tune. I've said it before. That man answers to no one but God himself, as he says. He is not going to do anything he doesn't want to do. This is the thing with Fury. If he goes in there and has a bit of trouble with Tom Schwartz and doesn't feel he's at his best, he won't fight Wilder. You know, how many fights is Fury going to have? He's going to fight Tom Schwartz and someone else, then Wilder. How does this work? This is the issue I have with this whole announcement. How does all this work? You know, I don't really get it. We've never really seen this before in boxing. I don't know. You know, he's got Ortiz coming up. Has he beat Ortiz? Is that set in stone yet? I don't think so. So, I just don't understand why make this announcement now. You know, were you trying to get as much popularity and as much clout on his side as he can get, or what? I don't understand. It to me just seems unnecessary. But it's good to know that there's a possibility that Fury Wilder 2 can be happen. But what does that do for Dillian Whyte? I wanted to see Dillian Whyte have a shot at Wilder. I was looking forward to maybe that happening. But it just seems like, I'm happy with this Fury fight. I am, but I want to see Fury Wilder. I just don't want to see Wilder Ortiz, to be fair. I'd rather see Whyte get the shot at Wilder. And I think that would have done the Fury Wilder fight a world of good, because Whyte's obviously known in the UK. He's got a big mouth and it's drawn a lot of attention, a lot of eyes. I just don't know, man. I guess you just got to be grateful that you get one fight you wanted at the end of the day. And if the fight goes through, then yeah, I'm going to be more than happy. I'm going to be ecstatic. You know, I'd love to see the rematch. It was a great first fight. I was excited. I was on the edge of my seat while watching it. You don't believe how shocked I was in that 12th round when Fury got up. So, yeah, I'm happy to see the fight, you know. If the fight happens, I'll be happy, you know. But I just don't get how it's going to work out. Like, what's Fury going to do now? What are these guys doing? How did they get to the Fury fight? Is it happening in December again? You know, it just seems a bit premature to announce this fight all the way in what? We're not even in June yet. And this fight won't be happening to the end of the year, maybe early 2020. Early 2020. So, I don't know, man. It just seems a bit unnecessary. Obviously, maybe he's trying to play games with AJ, just let him know, like, I don't need you. I've got things over here. But then AJ can just do the same and say, well, I've got things over here. I can rematch White. I can fight Kubrat Pulev. I can fight Alexander Usyk, you know. And a lot of people will say, well, those aren't as big a names as Ortiz and that. But either way, Joshua's already an established star in the UK. And if people would buy him against Takam, and they're probably going to buy him against Ruiz, they're going to buy him against Usyk. They're going to buy him against Pulev. You know, this doesn't really hurt Joshua as much as I think people are making out it does. You know, because a lot of fans are very into the whole business aspect of boxing now for some reason. They really should have went to business school instead of becoming a boxing fan. It would have done them a world of good. There should all be stock exchanges, in my opinion. But to me, this is very stupid and very childish. You know, I feel that AJ himself talks, and he never really does much. And I feel Wilder's much of the same. I feel Wilder and AJ Shelley think that they do a lot of talking, and realistically, it's just a bunch of shit. And it wouldn't shock me if Wilder and AJ were planning to fight in 2021 or some shit, or 2020, and they just played as awful fools. Because that's what happens in boxing. You know, fans are so gullible that they'll jump sides, like they jump ships, they'll be supporting one guy or supporting another. I don't support AJ or Wilder like that. I watch both of them. Both of them get my money out my pocket at the end of the day. That's just the bottom line. You know, I'm a boxing fan. You know, no matter what someone says or does, I'm going to watch them. You know, I watched Floyd come out. I watched Floyd when he came out of prison after beating his wife. You know, I watched Mike Tyson when he came out of prison after he raped a woman. You know, this is what you need to understand about boxing. Now, you're saying Anthony Joshua's lying, do all these things. That's why I don't want to watch him or support him. But we've watched and supported worse fighters than that. So, again, it's the narrative that people will use, and it's the narrative that people will take. For me, personally, boxing fans are fickle. Boxing fans are short-memoried. Boxing fans are short-sighted. You know, a lot of them are. Not all of them, because you have some fans out there that are like myself, well, even better than myself, that are wiser, and they see the games that are going on behind the scenes. I'm just calling it how I see it. And I'm just saying that this whole AJ Wilder thing is stupid. It's fabricated, and fans need to jump off the bandwagon of these men. You know? So I'd be a fan of the sport, not a fan of an individual. But Fury v Wilder 2 could be happening. And I say could because you never know what's going to happen in boxing, man. You really don't. Why not just Fury or Wilder take an injury? You know, this is the thing. This is why I'm not a big fan of this announcement. I'd rather we got this announcement after Wilder beat Ortiz. I really would have. So, but we've got it now, and people are going to run with it, and people are going to celebrate it. But I'll say this. A lot can happen. You know, contracts are broken, they're signed. We may still be able to get AJ this year. You just never know in this sport. You know, you just never know what's going to happen, you know. I'm not into the whole split talk. I'm not into the whole gate talk or the whole popularity contest talk. That's not me. I'm just here to see a damn good fight. And, you know, in boxing I've learned you never know what's going to happen. And hopefully we get the fights that we want as fans. Hopefully they're delivered to us in a Red Bull. And that's all I can say on the matter. But Fury Wilder 2, I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. I love it. You know, it's just a shame that it's like 10 months away if it is going to happen. But it's a fight I want to see. Lose or tease Wilder 2, not so much. But of course, I'll watch it. I'm a fan of both men. So it'll have my eyes and have my check, I guess. But, you know, I don't think this does as much damage to AJ as people think. I think AJ will fight maybe Usyk or Pulev. Maybe in a rematch with White. I wouldn't mind seeing Pulev v AJ. I kind of like Pulev. I know a lot of people don't. But I really like Pulev. I think he's very talented as a fighter. Very skilled. I just feel that if AJ does beat Pulev, it gives him his resume a nice mesh. You know, he's beat some young guys that are coming up, and he's beat some older guys, the old guard. I like that. Obviously, you'll have Wilder doing his own thing. And again, I like that. But I just want to see these two men get it on in the ring, Wilder and AJ. I really do. And Fury and AJ, because Fury and AJ doesn't get a lot of talk. But I think that's because as British fans, we know what Fury's like, and we kind of know that if Fury doesn't seem interested in it, if he doesn't show interest in the fight, it's not going to happen. And that's kind of just the way it is. I want to see Fury AJ, I really do. But the way Fury's gone on right now, I just don't think he wants to do business with Hearn. I think he wants to do business with Hearn when he's got that WBC belt. That's what if he beats Wilder, AJ v Fury will 10% happen because Fury can get 50-50 and that's what he'll take, or he can get more. That's what Fury's waiting for. He's waiting for that big bargaining chip in the AJ, in the AJ fight. And I know I don't like talking splits or stuff like that, but that's just the way I see it. I just say Fury is a gambling man, but he's gambling for the right reasons. He's just trying to get the best opportunity against AJ he can get. But hopefully we get to see these fights. These three men are the top three men in the division. And I'd love to see White against Tyson Fury or Wilder. I'd love to see Luis Ortiz against AJ or Fury. We've got top five fighters right now are Wilder, Fury, AJ, White, Ortiz. And that's in no particular order. Those 5 men, I would say, are the top 5 guys right now. And we've got a lot of young heavyweights coming up. F.A. Ajagba, Daniel Dubois, Nathan Gorman, Joe Joyce. Well, not young, but, guys that are coming up. Ivan Ramonov. There's a Ukrainian guy. I don't remember his name, but he offered to fight Joshua. And there's also, there's Sergey Kuzman, Filipa Hrgovic. There's, some guy like Tesalenko. And there's some guy like Makhmedov that I've heard of recently. So, there's a lot of young talent here. There's a lot of fighters here. Heavyweight division looks great. I love it. A lot of people say the heavyweight division is not talent filled. I disagree. I think it's an amazing division. I'm very happy to be a part of this. It seems like a new golden era. And Wilder v Fury is the icing on the cake for me. It's a great fight. I love it. Hopefully the fight happens. Hopefully Wilder v AJ happens as well. Let's stop with the games. That's all I've got to say. Let's stop with the games and let's get it on. And us fans can't disagree with the Fury v Wilder fight. We can't say, well, Wilder's ducking AJ because he's fighting Fury. That's bullshit. He's fighting Fury because that's the fight I want to see. And I don't mind seeing that over the AJ fight. So let's be happy as fans and let's be united as one, because at the end of the day, if we're united as boxing fans and we're together on our goals to get the best fights, we'll get them a lot easier. Because a lot of the time, I think as fans, we give fighters excuses not to fight each other because they know their fan base is going to stick with them. Almost like fanatics, almost like a football team, no matter what. But if we're fans and we're united and we stick together, we can have our disagreements, we can have our debates, that's fine. But we have a singular goal, and that's to make the best fight the best, and we're not being rude or disrespectful to each other, we're really just pushing for it, then everything will work out. Because at the end of the day, we are the fans who pay the fighters. We fans, the ones that sit there in the stands, we're the ones that get the autographs, we're the ones that pay to watch them. So if we fans stick together and stay united, we'll get the big fights. And look, Fury v Wilder is a big fight and it's happening. So let's keep going. We can't be a fan of individuals. Let's be a fan of the sport and let's stick together here, okay? Thank you all for listening. This has been the Casual Boxing Fan.